Class 10th, subject science, 1 marks important questions and answers for board exam. Let us see the questions. First of all, choose the correct option, and the question is Fe2O3 plus 2Al equals L2O3 plus 2Fe. What type of reaction is given above? The options are combination reaction, double displacement reaction, decomposition reaction, displacement reaction. Here iron is displaced by aluminum, so correct option is displacement reaction. Next question, what happens when dilute hydrochloric acid is poured on iron powder? The options are hydrogen gas and iron chloride are formed, chlorine gas and iron hydroxide are formed, no reaction takes place, iron salt and water are formed. The correct option is hydrogen gas and iron chloride are formed. Which of the following is not a physical change? Options, formation of water vapor from boiling water, it is physical change. Melting of ice to form water, it is also physical change. Dissolving of salt in water, it is also physical change. Combustion of LPG is a chemical change. So not physical change is combustion of LPG. Which of the following process is a chemical reaction? Collection of oxygen gas at high pressure in a gas cylinder, it is a physical. Liquefaction of air, it is also physical change. Keeping petrol in the open in a china dish, it is also physical change. Heating a copper wire at high temperature in presence of air, it is a chemical change. So correct option is heating a copper wire at high temperature in presence of air. Next question, a solution turns red litmus blue. What would you probably be its pH? Its pH is, the options are 1, 4, 5, 10, and correct option is 10. A solution reacts with egg cell to produce a gas which turns water milky. What will be present in this solution? Options are NaCl, HCl, LiCl, KCl. The correct option is HCl, hydrochloric acid. Next question is, which of the following medicines is used to treat indigestion? Antibiotic, analgesic, antacid, antiseptic. Correct option is antacid. Next question, an aqueous solution turns red, litmus solution blue. Which of the following will restore the color when added in the excess? Baking powder, lime, ammonium hydroxide solution, hydrochloric acid. Correct option is hydrochloric acid. Which of the following salts does not contain water of crystallization? Blue vitriol, baking soda, washing soda, gypsum. So correct option is baking soda. Next question. The pH value of gastric digestive juices at the time of digestion is less than 7, more than 7, equal to 7, 0. The correct answer is less than 7. If the bottom of vessel is getting black from outside while cooking food, it means the food is not cooked completely, the fuel is not burning completely, the fuel is moist, the fuel is burning completely. The fuel is not burning completely, it is a correct option. Next, a molecule of ammonia NH3 has only single bonds, only double bonds, only triple bonds, two double bonds, and one single bond. It has only single bond, and the structure is N H H H, and these three bonds are single. Next question, in which of the following compounds OH is a functional group? Butanol, butanol, butanoic acid, butanol. So OH is functional group in alcohol. So the correct option is butanol. It is a alcohol. Next question. Which of the following methods is suitably for protecting an iron frying pan from rust? By applying grease, by applying paint, by coating zinc, all of these. The correct answer is by coating zinc. Next question. A metal reacts with oxygen to form a compound with high melting point. This compound is soluble in water. What element can this be? Calcium, carbon, silicon, and iron. The correct option is calcium. Next question. The ability of metals to be drawn into thin wires is called ductility, malleability, sonicity, conductivity. The correct answer is ductility. Which of the following alloys contain mercury as a component? Stainless steel, alnico, solder, zinc amalgam. The correct answer is zinc amalgam. Question is metals from basic oxides. Metals form basic oxides, but which of the following metals form amphoteric oxides? Sodium, calcium, aluminium, copper. The correct answer is aluminium because its oxide is basic as well as acidic in nature. Next question. Generally, non-metals are non-conductors of electricity, but which of the following is a good conductor of electricity? Diamond, graphite, sulfur, fullerene. The correct answer is graphite. Next question. Element X forms a chloride with a formula XCl2, which is a solid and has high melting point. In the periodic table, this element is likely to be sodium, magnesium, aluminum, silicon. The element which has valency is 2 is correct answer. So it is magnesium. Its valency is 2. Which halogen is most reactive? Bromine, chlorine, fluorine, iodine. The correct answer is fluorine. Next question. Kidney in human is a part of system which is related to nutrition, respiration, excretion, transportation. The correct answer is excretion. Next question. Xylem in a plant is responsible for transportation of water, transportation of food, transportation of amino acids, transportation of oxygen. The correct answer is transportation of water. The question is for autotrophic nutrition, the following are required: carbon dioxide and water, chlorophyll, sunlight, all of the above. The correct answer is all of the above. The breakdown of pyruvate gives carbon dioxide, water, and energy, and this process takes place in cytoplasm, mitochondria, chloroplasts, in the nucleus. The correct answer is in the mitochondria. The question: the inner lining of the stomach is protected from hydrochloric acid by which of the following? Pepsin, mucus, salivary amylase, bile. The correct answer is mucus. Which part of the food pipe receives bile from the liver? Stomach, small intestine, large colon, esophagus. The small intestine is correct answer. And the question: if a few drops of iodine solution are added to rice water, the color of solution becomes blue black. This shows the rice water contains complex protein, simple protein, fat, starch. Correct answer is starch. Which of the following is a plant hormone? Insulin, thyroxine, estrogen, cytokinin. The correct answer is cytokinin. Next, the question: the empty space between two nerve cells is called dendritic, synapse, axon, impulse. The correct option is synapse. The question: the balance of the body is controlled by cerebrum, cerebellum, medulla, pons. The correct answer is cerebellum. The spinal cord originates from cerebrum, medulla, pons, cerebrum. The correct answer is medulla. Question: which of the following is not related to the growth of the plants? Options: auxin, gibberellin, cytokinin, and abscisic acid. The correct answer is abscisic acid. Iodine is required for the synthesis of which hormone? Adrenaline, thyroxine, auxin, insulin. The correct answer is thyroxine. Asexual reproduction takes place by budding in amoeba, in yeast, plasmodium, in leishmania. The correct answer is in the yeast. The question: which of the following is not a part of female reproductive system in human? Ovary, uterus, vas deferens, oviduct. The correct answer is vas deferens. The anther contains sepals, ovary, carpel, pollen grains. The correct answer is pollen grains. Example of homologous organs are our hand, forelimb of dog, our teeth, teeth of elephant, epidermis of potatoes and grass, all of the above. The correct answer is all of the above. Next question is: the chromosomes found in human cells are 20 23 pairs, 24 pairs, 20 pairs, 22 pairs. Correct answer is 23 pairs. The part on which the human eye forms the image of an object is cornea, iris, pupil, retina. The correct answer is retina. Next question: the minimum distance of clear vision for an adult with normal vision is approximately, it is about 25 centimeter. The focal length of eye lens is changed by the pupil, by the retina, by the ciliary, by the iris. The correct answer is by the ciliary. The lens used to correct far-sightedness is convex lens, concave lens, ordinary lens, cylindrical lens. The correct answer is convex lens. The unit of resistance is ampere, watt, ohm, volt. Correct answer is ohm. The SI unit of electric current is joule, ampere, volt, watt. Correct answer is ampere. The unit of electric power in international system is horsepower, watt, kilowatt hour, all of these. Correct answer is watt. The unit of potential difference is ampere, volt, ohm, watt. Correct answer is volt. Now the question: which of the following correctly describes the magnetic field near a long electric wire? The field lines of the magnetic field are perpendicular to the wire. The field lines of the magnetic field are parallel to the wire. The field lines of the magnetic field are radial, which is originate from the wire. The center of the concentric field lines of the magnetic field is the wire. And the correct answer is the center of the concentric field lines of the magnetic field is the wire. Next question: the phenomenon of electromagnetic induction is the process of charging an object, the process of producing magnetic field due to the flow of current in a coil, the process of producing induced electric current in a coil due to relative motion between the coil and the magnet, the process of rotating the coil of an electric motor. The correct answer is the process of producing induced electric current in a coil due to relative motion between the coil and the magnet. Next question: the device which protects the equipments from electric shock is generator, motor, fuse, rheostat. The correct answer is fuse. Which of the following is a non-renewable energy source? Wood, sun, fossil fuel, wind. This is fossil fuel. Next question is: the main source of energy, directly or indirectly, is water, sun, uranium, fossil fuel. Correct answer is the sun. Which of the following form a food chain? Grass, wheat, mango, grass, goat and human, cattle, cow and elephant, grass, fish, and goat. And the correct option is grass, goat, and human. Question is, which of the following are called environment friendly behavior? Carrying a cloth bag for goods while going to the market, switching off the light bulb and fan after the work is over, you're walking to school instead of your mother dropping you to school on a scooter. All of the above. The correct answer is all of the above. Next question. An ecosystem consists of all living beings, all non-living beings, all living and non-living things, sometimes living and sometimes non-living things. The correct answer is all living and non-living things. The organisms that synthesize carbohydrates from inorganic compounds using radiation energy are called decomposers, producers, herbivores, carnivores. The correct answer is producers. Which of the following is not a natural resource? Soil, water, electricity, air, wind. The correct answer is electricity is not a natural source. The fastest depleting natural resource in the world is water, forest, wind, solar light. The correct answer is forest. Now see the question based on fill in the blanks. The questions are: the symbolic representation of chemical reaction in the form of an equation is called chemical reaction. The reactions in which two or more reactants combine to form a single product are called combination reactions. When a single reactant breaks down into two or more smaller products in the reaction is called decomposition reaction. When a reactant element displaces another element from another reactant compound and takes its place, the reaction is called displacement reaction. Reactions in which there is an exchange of ions between reactants are called double displacement reactions. Reactions in which heat is produced along with the product are called exothermic reactions. Metallic oxides are usually basic, non metallic oxides are usually acidic. Water is a neutral oxide. Acid turns blue litmus paper into red. Basis turns red litmus paper blue. Valency of carbon is 4. Carbon has high catenation capacity. Vinegar contains acetic acid. Wine contains ethyl alcohol. It, the property of isomerism is found in organic compounds. Metals are usually good conductors of heat and electricity. Next question is: malleability and ductility are the main properties of metals. Brittleness is usually the main property of non-metals. Non-metals are generally bad conductors of electricity. Mercury is used in thermometers and barometers. According to Mendeleev periodic law, the physical and chemical properties of elements are functions of their atomic mass. Next question is: according to the modern periodic law, the physical and chemical properties of elements are periodic function of their atomic number. The long form periodic table is called the modern periodic table. The vertical columns in the periodic table are called groups. The horizontal rows in the periodic table are called periods. There are 18 groups in the modern periodic table. All those processes which collectively perform the function in living beings are called biological processes. Next question: the intake of food, the source of energy from outside into the body, is called nutrition. Taking in oxygen from outside the body and using it in the breakdown of food sources as per cellular requirement is called respiration. The process of carrying food and oxygen from one place to another inside the body is called transportation of food. The process of removing waste, harmful and poisonous substances present in the body from the body is called excretion. The work of control and coordination in our body is done by nervous system and hormones. Next question. The nervous system receives information through our sense organs and acts through our muscles. The main unit of nervous system is neuron. Chemical coordination is done by hormones. Plants have only chemical coordination. In humans, testes are found in scrotum. In the humans, sexual reproduction takes place. In non-flowering plants, asexual reproduction takes place. The tissue that establishes biological relationship between the female and the fetus is called placenta. The process of fusion of male gamete and female gamete is called fertilization. The transmission of different traits from generation to generation is called heredity. The traits that are transmitted from generation to generation are called genetic traits. The study of heredity is called genetics. The muscles of the earlobes, wisdom teeth, are called vestigial organs of humans. Animals repeat the embryonic stage of their ancestors in their embryonic development. Mendel propounded the laws of inheritance. The image is always small and straight in a concave lens and convex mirror. Mu equal to sin I upon sin r is called Snell's law. A straight and large image is formed only in a concave mirror and convex lens. The ratio of height of image to the height of the object is called magnification. The power of convex lens is positive and that of concave lens is negative. The field lines drawn in the magnetic field of the earth are parallel to each other. The magnetic field lines do not intersect each other. The field lines are dense near the magnetic poles. Again, see the question. The field lines are dense near the magnetic poles. Magnetic field lines are closed curves. The relation between electricity and magnetism was discovered by Ørsted. The main component of biogas is methane. Coal is non-renewable source of energy. The surface of solar heating device is painted black. Biomass is renewable source of energy. Dams are used to produce hydroelectric energy. Now write true and false for the points given below. Here is the question. Deforestation brings economic benefits but does not harm the environment. False. Water is life. True. Conservation of wild animals can be dangerous for humans. False. Forests invite rain and prevent soil erosion. True. Dams do not harm the environment. False. CH3OS is an alkali as it contains OH. False. Methyl orange and phenolphthalein are synthetic acid base indicators. True. NH3 is an acid as it contains H. False. Litmus is natural acid base indicator. True. CO is an acetic oxide. False. Sodium is a highly reactive metal. True. A homogeneous mixture of two nonmetals is called alloy. False. Oxides of metals are usually basic in nature. True. Homogeneous mixture of non-metals is not necessary. Metals or non-metals. Mixture of metal or non-metal or metal, non-metal and or non-metal. Alloy is mixture of metals and metals or metals with non-metals. Next is oxide of metals are usually basic in nature. True. Copper is a mixed in stainless steel. False. Oxide of non-metals are usually acidic in nature. True. Horizontal rows are called groups. False. Elements of group 1 are called alkali metals. True. Vertical columns are called periods. False. Elements of group 17 are called halogens. True. Elements of group 2 are called currency metals. False. Human have double circulation system. True. Left atrium receives oxygenated blood coming from different parts of the body. False. Left ventricle sends oxygenated blood to different parts of the body. True. Left atrium sends oxygenated blood to the right ventricle. False. Next question. Involuntary actions like salivation, vomiting, blood pressure, etc. are controlled by the medulla of the hindbrain. True. The cerebellum does not control the balance of our body. False. In the red and white color of the flower, white is dominant and red is recessive. False. In the round and wrinkled properties of seeds, round is dominant and wrinkled is recessive. True. The organs which we use continuously get weakened. False. Nature selects the fittest. True. Traits which are not transmitted from one generation to another are called hereditary traits. False. Images formed in a concave mirror are always real. False. The unit of power of lens is diopter. True. A convex lens always forms a real image. False. The next question. There are no unit of refractive index. True. The refractive index of glass is less than 1. False. To get maximum resistance, resistors should be connected in series. True. I equal to VR, that is electric current equal to potential difference into resistance. False. V equal to IR. To get minimum resistance, resistors should be connected in parallel. True. Horsepower is the unit of electrical energy. False. The mutual relation between the electric current flowing in a conductor and the potential difference between the ends of was discovered by Ohm. True. Domestic electricity is alternating current AC. True. Electrical appliances are connected in series. False. Dispersive rings are used in AC generators. True. Excessive current flow in a circuit is called earthing. False. Split rings are used in DC generator. True. Next is energy sources which are non-renewable are inexhaustible. False. Solar energy is used to produce electricity. True. Energy sources which are renewable are inexhaustible. False. The outer surface of what solar cooker is blackened. True. Solar cookers can be used even at night. False. Now see the questions answers in one word or one sentence. What is the biggest natural source of energy? Sun. What is the main input component for biogas plant? Biomass. Name the gas used in kitchen. LPG. Name two renewable energy sources. Water, wind, sun. Name two non-renewable energy sources. Coal, petroleum. Give an example of fossil fuel. Coal, petroleum. Name one main cause of Ganga pollution. Immersion of half-burnt dead bodies. What is the name of the forest Bengal which is considered the best protected forest? It is Arabari Sal Forest, for which work Amrita Devi Vishnoi National Awards was instituted for wildlife conservation. What is the name of the movement launched to save forest from indiscriminate cutting? This is Chipko movement. When oxygen combines with the compound, what is the reaction is called? It is oxidation. When oxygen is lost from a compound, what is the reaction called? It is reduction. Next question. When two solutions are mixed, an insoluble substance is formed. Which is that reaction is called? It is called precipitation. What is that reaction called? In which both oxidation and reduction take place? Redox reaction. Which type of reaction is rusting of iron? It is corrosion. What is the common name of CaOCl2? Bleaching powder. What is the pH value of pure water? It is 7. What is the range of pH value of acids? Less than 7. What is the range of pH value of bases? More than 7. What will be the nature of salt made from strong acids and strong base? It is neutral. What will be the nature of salt made from strong acid and weak base? It is acidic. What will be the nature of salt made from weak acid and strong base? It is alkaline. What is formed by the reaction of acid and base, salt and water? Which gas is released by acid reacting with metallic carbonates? It is carbon dioxide gas. Question: usually dilute acids reacts with some metals to release which colorless gas? It is hydrogen gas. What is the reaction of acid and alkalis called? It is neutralization reaction. What are those metals called which produce sound on colliding with the hard surface? Sonic or sonorous? The surface of metal is shiny. What is the property called? It is metallic luster. What is the alloy of mercury called? They are known as amalgam. What are the impurities of clay and sand present in ores are called? It is known as gangue. Next question. When an element is found in different forms in nature, what is the property called? It is allotropy. Which element has two cells and both are completely filled with electrons? It is neon. Electron configuration is 2 at 2. The name of element is magnesium. There are 3 cells in total and 4 electrons in valence shell. The element is silicon. The second cell has twice as many electrons as the first cell. The element is carbon. Who created the periodic table? It is Mendeleev. What are the elements of group 2 called? Alkaline earth metals. How many elements are there in the first period? 2. How many elements are there in the second period? 8. What is the process of formation of glucose as a result of synthesis of carbon dioxide and water in the presence of solar light and chlorophyll? It is known as photosynthesis. What is the continuous process of breaking down the complex compounds of food consumed by humans into simpler compound is called digestion. Next question. What is the group of organs used to remove waste, harmful and poisonous substance from the body called? It is excretory system. Excretory system. Name the pigment found in the leaves of green plants. This is chlorophyll. Which system controls and coordinates plants? Endocrine system. Which systems control and coordinates vertebrates? Nervous system and endocrine system. Which hormone deficiency causes diabetes? Insulin. Which disease is caused by iodine deficiency in humans? Goiter. Next question. Which hormone is secreted in the pancreas? It is insulin. What is the phenomenon of pollen grains reaching the stigma from the anther called pollination? What is the fusion of male gametes and female gametes called? It is fertilization. Where does sperm reproduction takes place in humans? Testis. Where does egg reproduction takes place in the humans? Ovary. Next question is: name the biological process of an organism which helps in increasing its population. This is known as reproduction. What happens when a mature Spirogyra filament becomes very long? It is fragmentation. Who was the originator of survival to the fittest? Darwin. What is the name of the father of genetics? Gregor John Mendel. Write the name of the connecting link between reptiles and birds. It is Archaeopteryx. What is the connecting link between the birds and mammals? It is Acadiana. Now, next question. What is the sex determining chromosomes called? Sex chromosomes. On which part of the eye are the images of object formed? Retina. What adjusts the focal length of the eye lens? Ciliary bodies. Which color of light has the highest deviation in the dispersion of white light? It is violet. Which color lights has lowest deviation in the dispersion of white light? It is red. How will the sky appear to the astronauts? Black. Now the question is, what is the name of the device which converts electrical energy into mechanical energy? Electric motor. What is the name of the device which converts mechanical energy into electrical energy? Electric generator. What is the name of device which protects equipments from overloading and short circuiting? Fuse wire. What type of current flows in the domestic circuit? It is alternating current. Which type of magnet is used in electric bell? These are electromagnets or temporary magnets. Now the questions are match the columns. Let us see. Bleaching powder is used for bleaching. Baking powder. The correct option is it is used for antacid. Washing soda. It is used in glass formation. Sodium chloride. It is used in H2 and Cl2 formation. Next match of the column is plaster of Paris. It is CaSO4 half H2O. Next, gypsum. Its formula is CaSO4 twice H2O. Next, bleaching powder. Its formula is CaOCl2. Slaked lime. It is CaOH taken twice. Next match the column is liquid metal. It is mercury. Liquid non-metal. It is bromine. Sodium. It is highly reactive element. Shiny non-metal. It is iodine. Electric conductor non-metal. It is graphite. Next match the column is nephron. Nephron is structural unit of kidney. Food transfer. It is done by phloem. Clotting of blood. It is done by platelets. Shiny non-metal. Sorry. Fourth number is deoxygenated blood. It is flowing in veins. Now next match the column is male gamete. It is sperm. Female gamete. It is found in ovum. Sexual part of plant is flower. Asexual reproduction. It example is budding. Self pollination is found in bisexual flowers. Next match the column is unit of electrical energy. It is kilowatt hour. Unit of electrical power. It is watt or kilowatt. Unit of resistivity. It is ohm meter. Unit of current. It is ampere, but it is not given. So this option is correct. Coulomb per second. Unit of potential difference is volt. Next, coal, petroleum, they are fossil fuel. Methane, CO2, H2O mixture, they are found in biogas. Solar heating device, it is solar cooker. Pollution free energy, it is energy of sun, that is solar energy. Fossil fuel, they are non renewable source of energy. So these are the questions of 1 marks. So you have prepared them, practice them, share the video to class 10th, subject science, important questions of 2 marks for board exam. Let us see the questions. Why is magnesium ribbon? cleaned before burning it in air. A hazy magnesium oxide layer gets deposited on the magnesium ribbon. This layer prevents magnesium from reacting with oxygen, hence, magnesium ribbon is cleaned before burning it in air. Next question, write balanced equations for the following chemical reactions. Hydrogen plus chlorine equals to hydrogen chloride. Hydrogen it is H2 and chlorine it is Cl2, and hydrogen chloride, that is hydrochloric acid, it is HCl. On balancing we get H2Cl2 to HCl. Another reaction is sodium. Sodium is written as Na. Water it is H2O, and sodium hydroxide it is NaOH, and hydrogen it is H2. And now you balance the equation. Now next question, the solution of substance X is used for whitewashing. Write the name of substance X and its formula. Let us see the answer. Name of substance X, calcium oxide, and formula of substance X is CaO. Now, another question for this is, write the reaction of substance X mentioned in 1 with water. This is calcium oxide and H2 is water. They form CaOH2 plus heat. Now question is, what is balanced chemical equation? Why it is necessary to balance a chemical equation? Let us see the answer. A chemical equation in which the total masses of reactants and products are equal, that is the number of atoms of each element before and after the reaction is same, is called a balanced chemical equation. It is necessary to balance a chemical equation to comply with the law of conservation of masses. Next question, what are displacement reactions? Give an example. Displacement reactions, the reactions in which one reagent element displaces another element from the other reagent compound and takes its place, are called displacement reactions. For example, here is iron, copper sulfate, and iron displaces copper sulfate and it becomes ferrous sulfate plus Cu. This is known as displacement reaction. Next question, what are called double displacement reactions? Give example. So this is double displacement or bi-displacement reactions. The reactions in which there is exchange of ions between the reactants are called double displacement reactions. Here barium chloride and sodium sulfate, there is a change of ion. Sodium sulfate is combined with barium and chlorine is combined with sodium to form barium sulfate and sodium chloride. So there is two displacements of ion between the two compounds, so it is known as double displacement reactions. Next question is, why should curd and sour substances not be kept in brass and copper utensils? Curd and sour substances contain acids. These react with the brass and copper to form copper salts, which are toxic. Therefore, curd and sour substances should not be kept in brass and copper utensils. Mention two main uses of washing soda and baking soda. First of all, see uses of washing soda. It is used in glass, soap, and paper industries. It is used for cleaning in homes. Use of baking soda. It is used in bakery industry. It is used in fire extinguishers in the form of soda acid. The question is, what is pH scale? pH scale, the standard scale for measuring the concentration of hydrogen ions in a solution, is called pH scale. What is homologous series? Explain with an example. Now see the homologous series. A series of compounds in which hydrogen situated in the carbon chain is replaced by a functional group of the same type is called homologous series. Such examples are this is CH3OH methyl alcohol, the functional group is OH, and C2H5OH ethyl alcohol, the functional group is OH, C3H7OH propyl alcohol, the functional group is OH. Thus, the changes in the carbon hydrocarbon chain is the a homologous series with simple formula. Now the question is, what is hydrocarbon? Explain by giving examples. Hydrocarbons, organic compounds which are made up of carbon and hydrogen are called hydrocarbons. Examples: methane CH4, ethane C2H6, ethene C2H4, ethine C2H2, and benzene C6H6, etc. You can give another example of hydrocarbon. Now the question, what are saturated and unsaturated hydrocarbons? Saturated and unsaturated hydrocarbons. Those hydrocarbons which have only single covalent bonds are called saturated hydrocarbons, and those hydrocarbons which have double or triple covalent bonds are called unsaturated hydrocarbons. Now question, what do you understand by fermentation? Answer: fermentation. The chemical reactions in which complex organic compounds slowly decompose into simpler organic compounds in the presence of enzymes are called fermentation. What do you understand by saponification? The process of formation of soap as a reaction of hydrolysis of fats or oils by alkalis is called saponification. Why is sodium kept immersed in kerosene? Sodium metal is highly reactive towards the atmospheric moisture humidity. Hence, it is kept immersed in kerosene so that it does not come in contact with the moisture. Next question, what are alloys? Alloys, homogeneous mixture of two or more metals or metals with non-metals is called alloy. Next question, suggests two ways to protect iron from rust. Two ways of protecting iron from rust. Zinc plating, a layer of zinc is applied on iron. Chromium plating, a layer of chromium is applied on iron. You can write another uh, method to protect iron from the rust. What kind of oxide do nonmetals form when combined with oxygen? Oxygen usually forms acidic oxides when combined with nonmetals, but some oxides are neutral too. What do you understand by allotropy? Write the names of two main allotropes of carbon. Let us see allotropy. When an element is found in nature in different forms whose physical properties differ but chemical properties are similar, this property is called allotropy. Main allotropes of carbon are graphite and diamond. Now the question is, what is an amalgam? The alloy of any other metal such as zinc and mercury is called amalgam. What are the functions of digestive enzymes? Digestive enzymes help in converting complex organic substances into simple substances. This digest food by converting carbohydrates into glucose, fats into fatty acids, and proteins into amino acids. How is the small intestine designed to absorb digested food? The inner wall of the small intestine has many finger-like projections called villi. These increases the surface area of absorption, and the villi have an abundance of blood vessels which absorbs the digested food. Next question is, how is oxygen and carbon dioxide transported in humans? The transport of oxygen and carbon dioxide in human is done by the red pigment hemoglobin present in the red blood cells of human blood. The question is, which part of the brain maintains the position and balance of the body? The cerebellum, a part located in the hindbrain, maintains the position and balance of the body. Write two main functions of the spinal cord. The two main functions of the spinal cord are to transmit impulses or sensations coming from the brain, to coordinate and control reflex actions. Now the question, how is fission different from multiple fission? In fission, a cell usually divides into two equal parts and gives birth to two organisms simultaneously, whereas in multiple fission, a cell divides into many daughter cells simultaneously and gives birth to many organisms simultaneously. What is vegetative propagation? Vegetative propagation, the process of artificially producing new plants from different parts of the plants, is called vegetative propagation or artificial asexual reproduction. Next question, what is budding? Some organisms develop some projections on their bodies which when mature become, they separate from the organism and give birth to a new organism. This process of reproduction is called budding. What is pollination? The movement of pollen from anther to the stigma is called pollination. Now, what is fertilization? The union of male gamete and female gamete is called fertilization. Union or fusion, you can use this word. What is placenta? Placenta, the special structure in the female uterus that establishes a connection between the embryo and the mother, is called placenta. Now the question is, explain Mendel's law of dominance. Mendel's law of dominance is, when a pair of opposite traits is crossed, only the dominant traits are seen in the first generation. This is called the law of dominance. Next question is, the radius of curvature of spherical mirror is 20 centimeter. What will be its focal length? Given radius of curvature of spherical r is equal to 20 centimeter, since the focal length f equal to r upon 2, so it is 20 upon 2, then it is 10 centimeter. Hence desired focal length of spherical mirror is 10 centimeter. Next question, define one diopter power of a lens. One diopter power of lens, if the focal length of convex lens is 1 meter or generally lens, then its lens power is called 1 diopter. Please don't write the convex, only use the word lens. Next question, find the power of concave lens having focal length 2 meter. Given focal length of concave lens f is equal to minus 2 meter. For concave lens, the negative sign is used or it has negative focal length. Since focal length of concave lens is negative, and since power of the lens p equal to 1 upon f in meter, so 1 upon minus 2, and after division we get minus 0.5 diopter. Next question, write the uses of concave mirror. Uses of concave mirror. Parabolic concave mirrors are used in torches, searchlights, in vehicles' headlights to obtain powerful parallel beams. They are used, they are used by doctors to examine the nose, ears, throat, teeth, and eyes. They are used to focus light rays in solar furnaces and solar cookers. They are used for saving so that the image of the bird can be made bigger. Next question is, what is meant by the accommodating power of the eye? The accommodating power of the eye, the ability of the eye to adjust the focal length of eye lens to form a clear image of the object on the retina, is called the accommodating power of the eye. Next question is, why do stars twinkle? Stars are located at a very great distance from the earth. So the light coming from the stars has to cross various layers of the atmosphere. Due to the changing of density of these layers, the position of the image of the star also seems to change, due to which the stars appear to twinkle. Next question. Write the definition of unit of electric current 1 ampere. If 1 coulomb of charge flows through the passage of a conductor per second, then the amount of electric current flowing in the conductor is called 1 ampere. Next question. What is electric current? Write its SI unit. Electric current is the rate of flow of charge is called electric current. The rate of flow of charge is called electric current. The SI unit of electric current is ampere. Now the question is, what is potential difference? Write its unit, that is SI unit. Potential difference is the work done in bringing a unit positive charge from one point to another in an electric field is called potential difference between those points. Its SI unit is volt. Now question, write Ohm's law. So let us see the Ohm's law. If the physical state of a conductor does not change, then the potential difference between its ends is proportional to the electric current flowing through it, and it is written as V proportional I. You can also proceed this formula V equal to IR, where V is potential difference, I is current, and R is resistance. Now the question is, what do you understand by 1 kilowatt hour or electric unit? 1 kilowatt hour or electric unit, the amount of electric energy consumed by 1000 watt appliances in a circuit in 1 hour is called 1 kilowatt hour or 1 electric unit. Next question is, why do two magnetic field lines not intersect each other? If two magnetic field lines intersect each other, then at the point of intersection, the field intensity will have two directions, which is impossible. Now the next question is, what is geothermal energy? Geothermal energy, when water comes in contact with hot places inside the earth, it comes out the earth in the form of hot vapor. The energy of this vapor is used to generate electrical energy. This energy is called geothermal energy. Another question is, what is fossil fuel? Give an example. Fossil fuels or mineral fuels, the fuel formed in the earth by the decomposition of fossils of animals and plants at high temperature and pressure is called fossil fuel or mineral fuel. Examples: coal, petroleum, natural gas. Now the question is, what is waste? Give an example. Waste, the substance discarded after use which pollutes the environment is called waste. Example: household waste, agriculture waste, polythene, etc. Now the question is, what is ecology? What are the main components of the ecosystem? The branch of science in which the ecosystem is studied is called ecology. Main components of ecosystem, it has two components: biological or biotic components, and another is abiotic components. Next question is, what do you understand by global warming? Global warming, as a result of human activities, the temperature of the entire earth is increasing above the normal temperature due to greenhouse effect. This phenomena is called global warming. And the next question is, what is acid rain? Let us see the acid rain. When acidic gases such as CO2, SO2, SO3, and oxides of nitrogen accumulate in the atmosphere, they dissolve in rainwater and turn into acid and fall down, which is called acid rain. These are the important question of 2 marks, and you first of all practice it, share it, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you. Class 10th, subject science, Important questions of 3 marks for board paper. Let us see the questions. Convert the following statements into chemical equations and balance them. Nitrogen combines with hydrogen gas to form ammonia. Nitrogen is written as N2, hydrogen is H2, and ammonia is NH3, and then balance the equation. Next, when hydrogen sulfide gas burns in air, water and sulfur dioxide are formed. This is hydrogen sulfide H2S. Burns in air, it means oxygen O2. It forms water. This is H2O. Sulfur dioxide, this is H2O. Then balance the equation. Next is barium chloride reacts with aluminum sulfate to give precipitate of aluminum chloride and barium sulfate. Now barium chloride, it is BaCl2. Next is aluminum sulfate, this is Al2SO4 thrice. It forms aluminum chloride, that is AlCl3, and barium sulfate, that is BaSO4. Then balance the equation, equating the number of elements in both sides. Now potassium metal reacts with water to give potassium hydroxide and hydrogen. This is potassium metal, that is K, reacts with water, that is H2O. It forms potassium hydroxide, KOH, and hydrogen, this is H2O, and then balance the equation. Next question, what is meant by exothermic and endothermic reaction? Give examples. First of all, exothermic reaction. The chemical reaction in which heat is also released along with products is called exothermic reaction. Example, CH4 reaction, this is methane, reacts with oxygen, then form carbon dioxide and water and heat. So it is exothermic reaction. Next is endothermic reaction. The chemical reaction in which heat is absorbed is called endothermic reaction. This is PbNO3 twice and heat. Then it gives 2 PbO and 4NO2 plus O2. Next question, describe the following terms and give one example of each. This is corrosion and rancidity. Answers, corrosion. When objects made of iron come in contact with acid, moisture, etc. around them, then they form a layer of oxide. This process is called corrosion. Example, rusting of iron means formation of red-brown layer on it. It is an example of corrosion. Now, rancidity. Food items containing oil or fat get oxidized and change their taste and smell. This phenomena is called rancidity. Example, food items fried in oil or fat like namkeen, chips, etc. Their taste and smell become unpleasant if kept for a long time. Explain combination reaction with an example. The combination reaction is the chemical reactions in which two or more elements or compounds combine to form single product are called combination reactions. Example, this is a ammonia and this is a hydrogen chloride, that is hydrochloric acid. It forms NH4Cl, ammonium chloride, and it is a combination reaction. Write the chemical formula of the following. Bleaching powder, plaster of Paris. Bleaching powder, CaOCl2, plaster of Paris, CaSO4, half H2O. Next is, what will be the electron dot structure of carbon dioxide having the formula CO2? Carbon has 4 valence electron in its orbit, outer orbit. These are the 4 electrons, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And oxygen has 6 electrons in its valence orbit, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this oxygen also has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Two electrons of oxygen and two electrons of carbon are combined to form two covalent bonds both sides. This is the dot structure of CO2. Next question, write differences between soap and detergent. Soap, made from natural ingredients like animal fats and vegetable oils through a process called saponification. Synthesized from petroleum based or other synthetic sources, it is detergent. Second difference is soaps are sodium or potassium salts of long chain carboxylic acid or fatty acids. Detergents are synthetic surfactants often containing a variety of ingredients like builders, wetting agents, and chelating agents. Third difference is generally biodegradable and less harmful to the environment. Some detergents are biodegradable while others are not, and some can be more harmful to the environment. These are the detergents. Next is effective in removing dirt and oil but may not be as effective in hard water as detergents. Known for strong cleaning power, effective in hard water, and can be formulated for specific cleaning purpose. Examples of soap, sodium stearate and sodium palmitate. And the example of detergent is sodium lauryl sulfate, deoxycholic acid. You can write these differences in table form also. Next question is draw the electron dot structure of CH4. This is electron dot structure of CH4. Carbon has 4 valence electrons 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 4 hydrogens are surround it by giving one electron, that is hydrogen 1 electron, hydrogen 1 electron, third hydrogen 1 electron, fourth hydrogen 1 electron. This is the dot structure of methane, that is CH4. Next is what are amphoteric oxides? Give examples of two amphoteric oxides. Amphoteric oxides. The oxides which show both acidic and basic properties are called amphoteric oxides. Examples aluminum oxide, that is Al2O3, zinc oxide, that is ZnO. Next question, name one metal and one non-metal which remain in liquid state at room temperature, and also name two metals whose melting point is less than 3310 Kelvin, that is 37 degrees Celsius. Liquid metal is mercury, liquid non-metal is bromine. Two metals having melting point less than 37 degrees Celsius is cesium and gallium. Next question, what is the difference between aerobic and anaerobic respiration? Let us see the differences. Aerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration requires molecular oxygen. Anaerobic respiration does not require molecular oxygen. Aerobic respiration occurs in cytoplasm and mitochondria. Anaerobic respiration occurs in cytoplasm only. The end products are CO2 and H2O. The end products are CO2 and C2H5OH. Large amount of energy is liberated during the aerobic respiration. A small amount of energy is liberated during the anaerobic respiration. In aerobic respiration, the respiratory materials are completely oxidized. In anaerobic respiration, the respiratory materials are incompletely oxidized. During aerobic respiration, 38 ATP molecules are generated. During anaerobic respiration, only 2 ATP molecules are generated. Reaction, this is respiration reaction, C6H12O6 plus 6O2 equal to 6H2O, 6CO2 plus 686 kilocalories or 38 ATPs. In this reaction, C6H12O6, it becomes 2CH2H5OH plus 2CO2 plus 50 calorie, and you can write the points according to marking. If question is 4 marks, then you can write 4 differences between them. Next is explain Double circulation in humans. Why it is necessary? In humans, blood goes to the heart twice in each cycle. This is called double circulation. In this process, once oxygenated blood comes to the heart from the lungs, and the other time deoxygenated blood comes to the heart from different parts of the body. Double circulation helps in preventing the mixing of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood, which provides high energy. Next question is, describe the process of photosynthesis with its equation. Process of photosynthesis. All green plants make glucose using carbon dioxide and water in the presence of sunlight with the help of chlorophyll. As a result of this process, oxygen gas is obtained as a co-product. Photosynthesis is a biochemical reaction, and the equation is 6CO2 plus 6H2O. In presence of chlorophyll and sunlight, it becomes C6H12O6 plus 6O2. This is the reaction of photosynthesis. Next question, draw the structure of nerve cell neuron and describe its functions. Functions of nerve cell: converting the stimuli or sensations received from the external environment into the electrical impulse, transmitting these electrical impulse to various parts of the brain or spinal cord, the main organs of the nervous system, transmitting the orders received from the brain and spinal cord to the concerned organs, establishing coordination between different organs and internal environment of the body of the living beings. These are the function of nerve cells, and the structure is, this is a nerve cell, this part is nucleus, these are the dendrites, this is soma, and the part of this is known as axon, and the cover part is known as myelin sheath, and the cell present in axon is Schwann cell, and it is the nerve ending parts of the neuron cell. Next question is, draw a leveled diagram of the longitudinal section of flower, and this is the flower, it is ovary, next is style, and it is known as stigma, and all are known as pistil. Next, this is anther, and this is filament, and both are known as stamen. These are the petals, also known as corolla, and these are the sepal calyx, and receptacle and pedicle. Next question, saw the process of binary fission in amoeba through 4 stages by drawing a sequential diagram. Now see, this is parent cell, and after parent cell, nucleus divides, then cytoplasm divides, and then two daughter cells are formed. This is the process of binary fission in the amoeba. Now next question, draw a diagram showing the budding process of asexual reproduction in hydra in the correct order of 3 stages. This is hydra, its body, and it is bud, and these are known as the tentacles. Bud increasing and increasing, but tentacles are formed. Now it is divided into two living beings, and these are known as daughter hydra. Next question, explain the difference between gametes and zygotes. Explain their role in the sexual reproduction. Gametes are the reproductive cells in sexual reproduction. It is of two types, male reproductive cell, male gamete, and female reproductive cell, it is known as female gamete. Zygote is a formed by fertilization of male gamete and female gamete. Role in sexual reproduction. The two fused gametes contain the properties of their parents in their DNA. Fertilization combines the characteristics of these two parents into one cell, that is known as zygote. Zygote is the first initial cell of the new progeny generation, which forms the embryo by the process of various stages of division. This embryo gradually develops into newborn by going through various process of development. Now the next question, how is the sex of the child determined in the humans? Process of sex determination in the humans. 23 pairs of chromosomes are found in the human cell. 22 pairs of chromosomes are same in male and female, but the 23rd pair is different in male and female, which is called sex chromosomes. In male, it is represented by XY, and in female, it is represented by XX. Now, see, parents female, the chromosomes are XX, and in male, the chromosomes are XY. Now, they form gametes, that is XX and XY. Female gametes are XX, and male gametes are XY. Now, they combine to form X from female and X from male, then we get XX, and it is female child. Now X from the female and another X from the male, we get female child. Now combination of Y with X, then X gametes from female and Y gametes from male. Then we get XY and the child is male. Similarly, here X and this is Y, we get XY and this is also a male. As a result of the process of fertilization, when the sperm having X chromosomes combines with the egg having X chromosomes to form zygote having XX chromosomes, then the child is girl, daughter. And when the sperm having Y chromosomes combines with the egg having X chromosomes to form a zygote having XY chromosomes, then the child will be a boy. Thus, the male chromosomes XY is responsible for the determining the sex. The next question, differentiate homologous and analogous organs. Homologous structure, analogous structure, similar in anatomy, dissimilar in anatomy, dissimilar in function, and it is similar in function. Inherited from common ancestor, not inherited from ancestors. An arm of human, the leg of dog, a flipper of whale, all are all homologous structure. From wings in birds, bats, insects, fins in penguins, and fishes are all analogous structure. Now the question, explain the difference between inherited and acquired characteristics with examples. Hereditary characteristics, the characteristics which are transferred from one generation to other, that is from parents to offsprings, are called inherited characteristics, such as eye color, color of seeds. Acquired characteristics, the characteristics which are acquired throughout the life are not transferred from parents to the offsprings, are called acquired characteristics, such as obesity, fingers cut off in the accident. Next question, why did Mendel choose pea plant for his experiment? Explain the reasons. Mendel selected pea plant for his experiment because of the following reasons. Pea plant can be easily grown everywhere. Pea plant has annual and short life cycle. Pea flowers are bisexual and plants are mostly self-pollinated. Many opposing characters are found in the pea plant. Hybridization can be easily done in pea plants by artificial cross-pollination. Due to self-fertilization, pea plants are homozygous, hence they have pure characteristics generation after generation. Next question. An object is placed at a distance of 10 cm from a convex mirror of focal length 15 cm. Find the position and nature of the image. Given f equal to 15 cm, u equal to minus 10, the distance of image uh, object is always negative. So u equal to minus 10. And by mirror formula, we know that 1 upon f equal to 1 upon v plus 1 upon u. By putting value of f, it is 15, and value of u, it is minus 10. On transposing this part 1 minus 10, it is 1 upon 15 plus 1 upon 10, and taking LCM 15 and 10, we get 30, and by adding 2 plus 3 equal to 30, it is 1 upon v. Now 2 plus 3 equal to 5 upon 30, it is 1 upon v. By dividing 5 30, we get 1 upon 6, and now v equal to 6 centimeter. Then magnification, m equal to minus v upon u. Value of v is, that is 6, and value of u is minus 10. This minus become plus, so we get 0 0.6. The image of the object will be small because it is less than 1. Virtual and erect because it is positive. If the magnification is positive, then the image is virtual and erect. If magnification is negative, then it is real and inverted. For less than 1, is image is small. For greater than 1, image is large. For 1, it is equal to object. Now the question: draw the schematic diagram of an electric circuit in which a battery of 3 cells of 2 volt, a 5 ohm resistor, 8 ohm resistor, 12 ohm resistor, and plug key are all connected in series. These are the batteries of 2 volts, and number of batteries is 3. So this is plus and this is minus. This is plug key, and this is 5 ohm, 8 ohm, and 12 ohm, all are connected in series. So it is a desired schematic diagram of electrical circuit. Now question is: an electric iron of 20 ohm resistance draws 5 ampere current. Calculate the heat generated in 30 seconds. We have R equal to 20 ohm, this is resistance, I equal to 5 ampere, and T equal to 30 seconds time. Since heat generated is I square R2, by putting value of I is 5, this is 5, so it is 5 square, and value of R it is 20, and value of T it is 30. By multiplying, we get 15,000 joule. This 1000 is converted into kilo, so it is 15 kilojoule. Hence desired heat generated is 15 kilojoule. Now the question: on what factors does the value of electrical resistance for a solid conductor depend, and how? The electrical resistance of solid conductor depends on the following factors. On the length of conductor. The resistance R of conductor is directly proportional to length L of the conductor, that is R proportional L. Secondly, on the cross sectional area of the conductor. The resistance R of conductor is inversely proportional to the cross sectional area A of the conductor, that is R proportional 1 upon A. Now, on the temperature of the conductor, the resistance increases on increasing the temperature of the conductor. On the nature of material of the conductor, the resistance of conductor depends on the nature of its material. Now question: draw the magnetic field lines around a bar magnet. Magnetic field lines are around a bar magnet. It is shown here. They starts from north and end at south. And you can draw many more lines. Next question: list the properties of magnetic field lines. Properties of magnetic field lines are: magnetic field lines are closed curves. Magnetic field lines never intersect each other. These lines are from North Pole to South Pole outside the magnet, and from South Pole to North Pole inside the magnet. 4 number: in a magnetic field of high intensity, these field lines are close to each other, and in field of low intensity, they are far apart. The next question: how is good fuel selected? Explain. Selection of good fuel. For selection of good fuel, we should see the following characteristics of the fuel. It should burn easily. It should burn continuously. It should release sufficient energy. It should be available in sufficient quantity and easily. Its transportation should be easy and safe. Its storage should be easy and safe. It should not pollute the air when burnt. It should not emit smoke and should not blacken the utensils. It should not have any solid residue as on burning. It should not be expensive. Now next question: write two benefits each of conversion of forests and conservation of forests and wildlife. Benefits of conservation of forests: it keeps the environment balanced and pollution free, which is good for the residents. Various food items and medicines are available from the forests. Benefits of conservation of wildlife. We get many medicines and other beneficial materials from wild animals. Wild animals maintain environmental balance. These are the important questions of 3 marks. Practice them, share them, and subscribe. Class 10th, subject science, important questions of 4 marks for board exam. Let us see the questions. Give an example of metal which is liquid at room temperature. Answer is mercury. Can be easily cut with a knife. Answer is sodium. Is the best conductor of heat silver and copper. Is a bad conductor of heat lead and mercury. Now the question, differentiate between metals and non-metals on the basis of chemical properties. These are the metals and non-metals, and we differentiate between them on the basis of chemical properties only. Metals form basic oxides, non-metals form acidic or neutral oxides. Metal replace hydrogen from acids and form salts. Non-metals do not replace hydrogen from acids. With hydrogen, few metals form hydrides, which are electrovalent. With hydrogen, non-metals form many stable hydrides, which are covalent. Metals are electropositive in character. Non-metals are electronegative in character. Next question. Draw a labeled structure of nephron. This is a structure of nephron. You have to draw afferent arteriole, glomerulus, Bowman's capsule, descending limb of loop of Henle, ascending limb of loop of Henle, vasa recta, efferent arterial, proximal convoluted tubule, and these are the collecting ducts. And you have to practice it in the notebook. Now the question, explain the difference between an artery and a vein. There are many differences, but for 4 marks you can write 4 differences. Now see the differences. The blood vessels that arise from the heart and carry blood away from the heart are called arteries. The blood vessels that bring blood to the heart are called veins. Arteries are thick walled blood vessels situated in deep layers of the body. Veins are thin walled blood vessels situated superficially in the body. Arteries do not have valves, veins have valves. Tunica externa or irventa, the outermost layer of the arteries, is thick and elastic. Tunica externa, the outermost layer of the veins, is thin. Next is tunica media is very thick and contain elastic fibers. Tunica media is thin and contain involuntary muscles fibers. The lumen of arteries is small. The lumen of the veins is very spacious. With the exception of pulmonary arteries, all other arteries carry oxygenated blood. With the exception of pulmonary veins, all veins carry deoxygenated blood. Blood in the arteries show high blood pressure. Blood in the veins shows lesser blood pressure. These are the differences, but you can write 4 differences in 4 marks. Now the next question, draw a leveled diagram of the alimentary canal of human being, and this is the diagram. You have to practice it. Tongue, mouth, buccal cavity, esophagus, and this is esophagus, this is stomach, small intestine, large intestine, anus, appendix, pancreas, liver, bile duct, gallbladder, diaphragm. And you have to practice in it, practice it in your copy. The next question, draw a leveled diagram of the human heart, and this is the diagram of human heart. Draw it in your copy. It is important for this board exam. These are the spatium, and this is right ventricle, inlet valve, main veins, right atrium, outlet valve, pulmonary artery, pulmonary vein, left atrium, inlet valve, left ventricle, muscular wall. These are the important nomenclature of the heart. Now next question, draw a leveled diagram of the excretory system of the human. This is the diagram and you have to draw in your copy and practice it. It is pelvis, then it is right kidney, renal vein, ureter, urinary bladder, urethra, renal artery, left kidney, adrenal gland. Now the question, write one function of each of the following hormones: thyroxine, insulin, adrenaline, growth hormone, testosterone. And now thyroxine regulates metabolism of carbohydrates, fats and proteins, release of hydrogen and body activity. Insulin regulates blood glucose by its absorption in liver for formation of glycogen and individual cells for metabolic activity. Adrenaline for meeting an emergency by increasing heart rate and supply blood to various organs. Growth hormone or somatotropic hormone regulates growth and development of body through anabolic activity for growth of bones, muscles, and visceral organs. Testosterone, male sex hormone, controls changes in body associated with puberty in males. Beard, mustache, low pitch voice, increased growth and bones and the muscles. Now, this is the important question. Write the difference between the self pollination and cross pollination. Let us see the self pollination and cross pollination. Self pollination, cross pollination. In self pollination, the pollen grains from the anther of a flower are carried over to the stigma of the same flower or other flower of the same plant. In cross pollination, the pollen grains from the anther of the flower are carried over to the stigma of another flower of other plant of the same species. Self pollination does not depend upon the external agents like wind, water, and insects. Cross pollination does depend upon external agents like wind, water, insects. Next difference is self-pollination is more economical as there is no wastage of pollen grains during the pollination. Cross-pollination is not economical as a large number of pollen grains are wasted during their transference from one flower to another flower. Self-pollination does not induce variability in the offsprings. Cross-pollination induces a high degree of variability, resulting in new variety of plants. The next question, write the names and functions of four plant hormones. Types and functions of plant hormones. Plant hormones are mainly of the following four types. Number one is auxin, increases in the length of cells, help in cell division, control the movements of plants, prevent leaves from falling, help in production of seedless fruits. Next hormone is gibberellin, helps in quick germination of seeds, increases the length of dwarf plants, help in widening the leaves of plants. Next hormone is cytokinin, helps in protein synthesis, increase the length of cells and stem, helps in growth of lateral buds, prevents growth of roots and leaves and produces catalysts at the time of germination. Next is abscisic acid ABA, growth inhibitor, controls the opening and the closing of leaves and flowers, encourages the process of defoliation and reduces the growth rate of plants. Now the next question is, explain the dispersion of sunlight by a prism with a diagram. When a ray of white light passes through a prism, it splits into a spectrum of seven colors, whose sequence is from base of prism to top is violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, red. You also known as it is Vibgyor. And this is the diagram of the dispersion of sunlight. It is a cardboard and it has a slit. This is a beam of sunlight, that is white light. When it passes from prism, it splits in seven colors. From base of the prism, it is violet to red. Next question is, draw a labeled diagram of the human eye. This is the structure of human eye and you have to practice in your copy. This is iris, cornea, pupil, lens, vitreous, sclera, optic nerve, blood vessels, and retina. Now, next question, what is the importance of forest as a resource? Usefulness of forest conservation in human life. They keep the environment balanced and pollution free. They provide habitat to animals and birds. They encourage rainfall. Various types of food items are obtained from the forests. Fruits, nuts, etc. are obtained from the forests. Various types of medicines are obtained from the forest. Useful timber is obtained from the forests. Forests serve as pasture of animals. Thus, conservation of forest is beneficial for human life. Now the question, which of the following is a physical change and which is chemical change? Evaporation of petrol, it is physical change. Combustion of LPG, it is chemical change. Heating an iron rod with blood with it is physical change. Curdling of milk, it is chemical change. Sublimation of solid ammonium chloride, it is physical change. Now the next question, write the properties of ionic compounds. Ionic compounds have high melting points. Ionic compounds are hard and brittle. Ionic compounds dissociate into ions when dissolved in water. Solutions of ionic compounds and melted ionic compounds conduct electricity, but solid materials do not. An ionic compound soluble in water, they have high melting and boiling point. Now next question, draw the electron dot structure of sodium, oxygen and magnesium. Sodium, it is its configuration is 2 at 1. It means it has 3 cells. First cell has 2 electrons, that is 2 dot. Second cell had 8 electrons, so 8 dots. And last cell has 1 electron, so it is 1 dot. Oxygen, its atomic number is 8 and the configuration is 2 6. It means it has 2 cells. First cell has 2 electrons and that is 2 dot, and valence cell has 6 electrons and it has 6 dots. Magnesium, its electronic configuration is 2 at 2. It has 3 cells. In first cell, 2 dots, 2 electrons. In second cell, 8 dots, 8 electrons. And in last cell, 2 dots and 2 electrons. Next question, explain the following reactions with example, that is hydrogenation, oxidation, saponification, combustion reaction. Let us see with example. First of all, hydrogenation reaction. Unsaturated hydrocarbons combines with hydrogen in presence of nickel catalyst to give saturated hydrocarbons. This reaction is called hydrogenation reaction, and this is unsaturated hydrocarbon and it reacts with hydrogen in presence of nickel and it forms saturated hydrocarbons. Now next is oxidation reaction. Ethanol, when heated in the presence of alkaline KMnO4, reacts with oxygen and get oxidized to ethanoic acid. This reaction is called oxidation. CH3CH2OH in presence of KMnO4, it forms CH3COH. That is, extra addition of oxygen takes place and this reaction is known as oxidation reaction. You can give another example for this. Next is saponification reaction. Esters react with sodium hydroxide to form organic salts of sodium. This reaction is called saponification. This is ester and this is sodium hydroxide and it forms organic salts. This is known as saponification and it is a form of a soap. Next 5 number is combustion reaction. Most organic compounds produce light and heat when burnt in oxygen. This reaction is called combustion reaction. That is, methane burns in presence of oxygen to form CO2, H2O, heat and light. This is known as combustion reaction. Next question, explain the mechanism of the cleaning process of soap. Cleaning process of soap. Soap molecules is made up of two parts. First long hydrocarbon part R and second short acidic part containing Na plus that is CO minus and Na plus. In this R is hydrophobic and one ionic acidic in this hydrophilic. This is the structure. Soap molecule, long hydrocarbon chain, water repelling end. This is hydrophobic. And another part is short ionic part, water attracting end, and it is known as hydrophilic. When dirty cloths are mixed with soap and water, the ionic part of the soap molecule dissolves in water due to being hydrophilic, while the other part of the soap molecule gets attached to the oil or grease part due to being hydrophobic. When dirty cloths are washed in soap solution, the dirt particles attached to the soap molecules dissolve in water and come out. In this way, the cloths become clean. The next question, how will you differentiate between ethanol and ethanoic acid on the basis of physical and chemical properties? This is the difference. First of all, physical properties. Ethanol, ethanoic acid, it has specific smell, it has vinegar-like smell, it has burning taste, it is sour in taste, it does not freeze in the winters, it freezes in the winters. Now, see the chemical properties of ethanol and ethanoic acid. It does not react with sodium bicarbonate, that is NaHCO3. It gives CO2 with NaHCO3. It burns with blue flame. It does not burn with blue flame. It does not affect blue litmus. It turns blue litmus to red. Next question, explain the method of nutrition in amoeba. Amoeba consumes its food through temporary finger-like structure that emerge on its surface. Food particles stick to these structures. These outgrowth structures surround the food particles and fuse to form food vacuoles. Inside the food vacuoles, complex substances are decomposed into simple substances. These simple substances spread in the cytoplasm. The remaining substance move towards the surface of the cell and it is expelled from the body. And the process by the diagram you can see, this is ingestion and this is digestion, then absorption and then assimilation and then egestion. Next question, draw a labeled diagram of reflex arc. This is sensory neuron, this is receptor, effector, motor neuron, and each it is relay neuron. You have to draw this figure and practice in your copy. The next is draw a labeled diagram of human brain. This is the diagram of human brain and it is spinal cord, midbrain, cranium, cerebrum, forebrain, hypothalamus, pituitary gland, hindbrain, spons, medulla, cerebellum. And you have to practice it on your copy. Now the next question, draw the diagram of double cross according to Mendel. These are round and yellow pea seed. This is round and yellow and we have to second generation. First of all, we take gametes from one characteristics that is R and another characteristics that is Y. Again R with small y, again small r with capital Y and with small r and small y. And same type of gametes are taken here. Now combine them to form a checkerboard. This is capital R, capital Y, this is also capital R, capital Y, so it forms R R Y Y. Similarly, these patterns can be formed. You can practice it and form the checkerboard. Now, capital R round shape is dominance and capital Y yellow color is dominance. So, the phenotype of round and yellow is this is round yellow, this is round yellow, this is round yellow because capital R is smaller, capital Y represents round and yellow. This is round and yellow, round and yellow, round and yellow, round yellow, round and yellow, round and yellow. The numbers are, total numbers are 9. Next is round but green, because this is capital R, so round, and this is the small y, so it is green. So round and green, it is also round and green, it is also round and green. So round and green, three phenotypes. Next, small r, it is wrinkled but yellow, wrinkled, yellow, wrinkled, yellow. So three wrinkled and yellow. Now last is small r, small y. This is wrinkled and green, 1. So the ratio of phenotype is 9 ratio, 3 ratio, 3 ratio, and 1. Next question, find the expression for the total resistance of the combination when the resistors are connected in parallel combination, or three resistors R1, R2 and R3 are connected in parallel. Calculate the total resistance of the combination. Suppose three resistors R1, R2, R3 are connected in parallel as shown in the figure, and their equivalent resistances are. This circuit is given a potential difference of volt V by a battery, due to which current I ampere is flowing through the circuit. This is the circuit diagram. R1, R2, R3, they are connected in parallel, and a battery is connected with it E. The current flowing in the circuit is I, and the potential difference across the each resistor is V, whereas current flowing in the each resistor is I1, I2 and I3. Since resistors are connected in parallel, the potential difference across each resistors will be V volts. If currents is I1, I2, I3 ampere are flowing in the resistors respectively, then the total current, you write 1, 2, 3 in the subscript. Now total current in the circuit can be written as I equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3. We know from Ohm's law V equal to IR, then I equal to VR. Using this formula, we get in the place of I, V upon R, in the place of I1, V upon R1, in the place of I2, V upon R2, in the place of I3, V upon R3. Taking common and cancel them, we get 1 upon R equal to 1 upon R1 plus 1 upon R2 plus 1 upon R3. Therefore, the reciprocal of total resistance is equal to the sum of reciprocal of the resistance of those resistors which are connected in parallel. Now the question, write differences between food web and food chain. This is the difference. In food chain, there is a straight line from producer to first consumers to second consumers to third consumers. In food web, each organism eats and it's eaten by two or more organisms, so everything is connected by the web. An organism at higher level of food chain eats specific organism at the lower level. An organism at higher level of food web can eat more than one organism from the lower level. Next is, an organism at higher level of food chain eats a specific organism at lower level. Oh, sorry, it is repeated. Next is, food chain is simplified version of food web. Food web is a what happens in reality. A food web contains many food chains. Single food chains is unstable in an ecosystem. Food webs are stable in an ecosystem. Now the question is, so the energy flow in the ecosystem, why is it unidirectional? Justify. Flow of energy in the ecosystem. Since the flow of energy keeps moving forward from one trophic level to another trophic level and does not go back in the opposite direction, it is called unidirectional. Apart from this, the available energy keeps decreasing every trophic level, due to which it becomes impossible for the energy to return. And it can be shown here. The energy of sunlight is used by producer. Producers uses energy Producers gives their energy to herbivores, and herbivores give their energy to carnivores, and carnivores give their energy to top carnivores in 10%, and this is the decreasing sequence of energy. Now the question is, what is trophic level? Give an example of food chain and state the different trophic levels in the it. Trophic level. The different stages of food chain where transfer of food or energy takes place are called trophic levels. Example of food chain and trophic levels are given here. This is the producer, then herbivore, then carnivores, first level carnivores, second level carnivore, and third level carnivore. Example is grass, and then it is eaten by grasshopper. Grasshopper is eaten by frog. Frog is eaten by snake, and snake is eaten by eagle. So these are the important question of 4 marks. You have to practice them.